Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name's Eric and welcome back to a brand new Bioshock lore video here on the Bioshock Hub. Today, we're going to be taking a look at my absolute favorite enemy of all time throughout the Bioshock franchise, that being the Big Sister. I wish they were utilized a lot more than how they were in Bioshock 2, but I feel that even though they were somewhat limited to the game, they still impacted it quite frequently. And quite drastically, if I do say so myself. So with that being said, I do hope you guys are going to enjoy this one. And before we hop into the video, about 80% of the people that watch my videos aren't subscribed, so if you enjoy this one by the end, or enjoy any of the other videos you happen to see on my channel, would you kindly click that subscribe button? That would mean so much to me. So with that being said, sit back, relax, and enjoy the story of the Big Sister. First, to explain what a Big Sister actually is, we'll have to go forward 8 years into Rapture's future to find out. Big Sisters are technically still little sisters, however, they're fully grown and matured. Due to Rapture's grueling environment, this caused the Big Sisters to become extremely unstable and aggressively confrontational with the majority of Rapture's occupants. In terms of the little sisters that they watch over, they function just as Big Daddies do by managing and protecting little sisters. However, the big difference here is the fact that due to their atom consumption from an early age, their power behind the plasmids they use is absolutely incredible. Thus, this causes the Big Sisters to have genetically and naturally more power while using their plasmids. As the little sisters became more mature in Rapture's settings, both the physical and mental conditioning they've dealt with since childhood had an unbelievable aftermath on both their minds and bodies. Since they matured, they can no longer produce Atom like they did when they were little sisters. This didn't mean that the Atom that they were already exposed to was a detriment to them. In fact, this worked as quite an advantage. It caused them to be taller than normal girls around them. It caused them to have unbelievable strength. Their quickness combined with their plasmids made them very speedy hunters, and with them slowly going into madness, their ultra-aggressive form of attacks were unbearable and unpredictable to most of Rapture's inhabitants. While exhibiting all of these certain traits, Dr. Gil Alexander had an idea. As more and more of the little sisters turned into this state, he came up with a new and alternate mental conditioning method, thus making essentially the Protector Program version 2, after Suchong's work of course. Since the Big Sisters are still transitioning from their youth into adulthood, they're usually seen as tall and lanky due to their rapid growth spurts. As I mentioned earlier, each Big Sister was designed with their own personal suit, which was inspired by the Big Daddy designs. However, they were given their own distinctive differences, whether that be aesthetic or a piece on their suit. Obviously, with Gil Alexander creating the new version of the mental conditioning for the Big Sisters specifically, he of course designed their suits as well, as illustrated by this audio diary.
We put our eldest sister through a new regimen of physical and mental conditioning and suited her up with modified protector equipment of my design. The younger ones have dubbed her a Big Sister. Sadly, this is a stopgap. Between rogue splicers and the aging of the girls, we'll run out of viable little sisters soon. After that, the surface may be our only source.
The overall design of the Big Sister suit was rather incredible. They were given a helmet with 2 portholes. Their suits were designed to withstand the water pressure of the ocean, which gave them the ability to swim freely. Something I still personally wish we were able to do as a Big Daddy, but I digress. Also, as I mentioned, they were incredible when it came to combat situations. Firstly, their agility and usage of plasmids made them a terrifying foe. Secondly, their suit was designed with a wrist-mounted needle. This needle allowed multiple functions for the Big Sisters, like using it as a melee weapon like Subject Delta's drill. They also used it to be able to heal from nearby splicers during combat, if given enough time. And they were the only enemy within Bioshock 2 to be able to break the glass of Rapture with ease. Things like shooting the glass with bullets, a grenade launcher, using Delta's drill, or any other weapons proved to essentially be useless. It's safe to say that on paper, the Big Sisters would have been absolutely terrifying to have encountered if you were living in Rapture during this period of time. The Big Sister is assigned to two primary roles, however. The first is to retrieve, transport, protect, and provide shelter for the Little Sisters. This explains the basket that's specifically decorated for the Little Sisters on their back. Now, we get into the more vile history behind the Big Sisters and Sofia Lamb specifically. The kidnapping of the little girls from the surface. Due to the ever so increasing demand of Adam that Rapture needed, Sofia Lamb decided on a plan after her experiment with Gil Alexander went wrong. If you guys want to know more about that, I'll provide a link in the description if you guys want to read about the experiment. The exact experiment and its entirety, as I mentioned, will be in the description. Ultimately, her plan was that she would use the Big Sisters to swim to the surface and abduct young girls, bring them back to Rapture, and force them into becoming Little Sisters. One of these young girls happened to be Cindy Meltzer, and we learned this from Bioshock 2's There's Something in the Sea, which I have made a video on. If you guys want to check it out, there'll be a card at the top right hand corner of the screen. There's one question that I'm personally interested in, however. After the Big Sisters abducted these young girls, how were they able to safely transport them back to Rapture? Was there a specialized suit that was provided for them with oxygen and the ability to withstand the water's pressure like the Big Sisters? Unfortunately, not too much information on that specific thing exists, or at least I didn't manage to find it, unfortunately. If you have any ideas besides the ones that I mentioned, please let me know down in the comment section below.
But there is one detail of your mutual bond she failed to account for. Your body was designed to lapse into a coma.
Obviously, besides the brute splicers, the Big Sisters will be the most significant enemy that you encounter within Bioshock 2 in terms of power. They also essentially act as spies for Sofia Lamb that monitor the movements and actions of Subject Delta. This is to usually try and punish him in some way, shape, or form for his interference with the Little Sisters. One of the coolest things to experience, however, is being able to look outside into the ocean and see a Big Sister either swimming past the window or staring directly back at you through the window. As most of you know, they only attack Delta after 3 harvests or 3 rescues of the Little Sisters all around Rapture. Usually, you'll hear a piercing screech which will indicate that a Big Sister is coming to your location. Overall, the amount of Big Sisters encountered within Bioshock 2 is unknown. Since there are multiple models of Big Sisters, it's possible to either see an entirely different looking Big Sister or a few copies of the same exact model. Unfortunately, I personally have never experienced really looking into that, so maybe during my next Bioshock 2 playthrough, I should definitely look into that. However, with all of that being said and done, there's one more Big Sister that I forgot to mention in specific. That would be Eleanor Lamb. Not only is her sanity saved by Sofia Lamb breaking her mental conditioning, but she exhibits the same characteristics as a Big Sister when she obtains her own suit. Obviously, the outcome of Bioshock 2 depends on your choice in the game, but I would prefer if you guys chose the good ending, because it's quite emotional, if I do say so myself. So ladies and gentlemen, that's going to conclude the story of the Big Sister, and I hope you enjoyed it. For the next lore video, who do you guys want to see me do the next video on? Let me know down in the comment section below, and the one with the most amount of likes will get the next episode done on them. If you guys enjoyed and want to see more, would you kindly hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications to never miss a video or a live stream, and feel free to share the video on some social media platforms. Also, if you guys wouldn't mind dropping a like on the video, that would be very much appreciated as well. If you want to follow me on my social medias, that way you can talk to me outside of YouTube, and I do answer every DM back. You can do so by following me on Twitter or Instagram. The links will be down in the description below. Anyways, again, thank you all so very much for watching, and I will talk to you all in the next video. Take care.